Greetings, my name's Chris Hunt, owner of Koala Inc. Studios and creator of Quijibo Harold. We're here today to talk about book 2. Yes, we did another one. I'm happy to see the reception of the first book and how well it did in my view, and the response I had and the feedback and the reviews and just the interaction in general from the first book was quite heartwarming, not gonna lie. And it just spurred me on to go, well, okay, that experiment was a good one, right? And I want to do another one. I really enjoyed the characters towards the end of the process. I came to really love these characters to the point where I had all these ideas of what to do for the next one and try and still keep it in the same Quijibo and Harold vein, right? But expand some more. So I guess let's just talk about the book. So what's the next book about? So for those of you who read the first book, spoilers if you haven't already, but they battled the Smile of Horrors for the first time. They came across some challenges in their journey. It was all about being silly and going on fun adventures, and that was their life, right? Until Harold was sent down the hole, the nightmare hole, and crossed paths with evil for the first time in the land. And the rest of that book is discovering who the Smile of Horrors is, more about the world. You got to see more locations that were barren and uninhabited, and there was just this eerie sense about the world. And then the final conflict in the book, they start learning about Willy the Worm and Kazza the Kangaroo, and they start learning a bit more about their skills and eventually drive the Smile of Horrors back. So this one, book 2, kicks off like literally where that one left off. They're training some more with Willy the Worm and learning more about their skills and abilities, and Quijibo learns more about the Club of Power. We even go into a bit of an origin story about where the Club of Power came from. I'm not going to spoil anything there. You get to see more of Harold, right? Because the first book was very Quijibo heavy. I wanted to put a bit more of Harold in there and to see what his side of the world looks like. Right, and we still visit some other locations, and we even expand the lore. So much so, like we see some more locations, and I wanted to build the world out a bit more and just have fun with it. There's some new characters in the book. I'm not going to spoil everything here, but I guess one thing I'll talk about is the visitor. Now, I really like this design. I was kind of going for something a bit otherworldly, cosmic kind of feel, and it's just, I like cats. So I kind of pulled from Super Sentai a bit, and then it's cats, and just put them together and got this cool character, and they're here to test our beloved dearest heroes. No spoilers there. And the remainder of the book, you'll find Quijibo and Harold learning more about themselves and as friends, and just what their place now means in the world. There's a chapter in the book where, again, I don't want to spoil things here, but there's a chapter in the book that I'm trying to put a good lesson in here as well in these books. Like, if kids are going to read this book, and I want to have some good morals or good lessons, even challenging lessons at times, but in a way where even a kid might be able to digest it. So Quijibo goes through a bit of a emotional turmoil of sorts in part of the book about, everything's a bit too serious now. Like, he's just used to having fun, and he just can't have fun like he used to at the moment, and just dealing with that and the feelings that he's dealing with, like sadness and fear and being scared, and there's a bit of a trial and tribulation point in that chapter, but it leads to a positive message, a positive outcome for the character. And I can have some silly fun with these books, but if I'm going to do something, I want to put a message in there. And there's a few things like that in this book, and that's just one I wanted to highlight. So this is my second book I've ever made. I learned a lot of lessons on the first book of Quijibo and Harold, and this one, man, I just picked up, like myself, I picked up where I left off and just went right back into it. I kind of had my workflow down. I was able to translate my ideas from what I wrote down from the script or the story, so to speak, and put it to the page, like a lot more streamlined. And I had a really good time putting this one together. It just felt more, mine. Felt more like something that I was confident in, and that was a really great experience. Yeah, this whole creative process, I'm really enjoying it. So I hope that comes across when you read this book. I really did have a good time making this and expanding the lore and really just allowed myself to put more imagination in there and things that I would like to see. Like I've pulled from multiple things that I enjoyed growing up with, and I thought, oh, that'd be cool, that'd be cool. So as I'm writing the story, I'm like, yeah, that'd be funny, or yeah, that'd be cool. And just like, it's my thing to do, I can do whatever I want, right? And it makes sense in this world because anything can happen in this world. It's their world. And I can do whatever I like in it, you know? And it was great, it felt very freeing. So Quijibo as a character has evolved since the first book. In this one, there's a bit of a holdover from how jovial he is, right? And I tend to be quite jovial myself, so I see a lot of myself in Quijibo, to be honest, but he still has that amongst him, and he's not quite accepting to how things have changed and his part to play in it. And that forms a large part of this story. Just his battle within himself and things happening around him and being reluctant and just not enjoying change. And we all go through that. So again, it's just another one of those messages that I want to put in there of, you know, life can get hard, but there is a way through, right? And they do have a path here in this book to see their way through it. And not to forget about Harold. It's not all about Quijibo, but Harold has a big part to play in this book too, more so than the first one. And we get to explore his side of this world, like where does he come from? Like, are they more like him? You know, that whole side of things, just to get more insight into where he's from, because we've seen Quijibo's home, you know, we've seen the areas around Quijibo's mountain, but we don't see anything in the first book about Harold or, you know, his family, where he's come from. So I've chosen to expand on all that, and you get to see more of Quijibo's family, you get to see more of where Harold comes from. And it just feels a bit more lived in and a bit more realized, I think. And even in Harold's part of the story there's a message about finding your place and not trying to copy others or compare yourself to others. So there's a message in there that I think is important for kids. So if kids, you know, read this book as well as the first one, you know, there's some important lessons in there that I don't think are really communicated often enough in children's or kids media or teen media or anything like that much these days, about it's okay to feel things, you know, it's okay to process things, it's okay not to feel certain things, it's okay to not know who you are and what to do, right? It's okay, you know, and there is a way through. And that's kind of the meaning of this book is, you know, life changes, and how do you navigate that, right? It's not all bad, right? Things do happen for a reason. You know, there's people around you, friends, family, right? It's a positive thing. And I'm really trying not to spoil things here, but I don't know, I really liked it. I think it's a nice message, and I think it's lost in a lot of things today. Now, the last thing we saw about the Smile of Horrors being driven back into the shadows, it wasn't really addressed at the end of the book as to what happened. Like, where did he go? You know, is he gone? So we do touch on that a bit in this book. We do address what happens to him and a bit of history there. Just again opening up the lore bucket and expanding. So that was a lot of fun. And then there's another message in this book about family. And there's a good positive chapter in there about rallying around, you know, trusting in your parents, like showing the message to the kids that you can trust your parents, like they're there to be there for you and support you. And there's a lot of messages in here in this book that I think I just really wanted to put out there, and it's my chance, my opportunity to do so. And look, hopefully it goes over well, but I think any positive message in today's world, I think can benefit. But it is to form part of the story. It's not just there for the sake of putting a good positive message in there to feel fuzzy. There are reasons why I put these things in this story. So hopefully you appreciate it. Right, so book 2, it's a bit longer than the first one. I put a bit more lore into this book, so I think we're about 60 pages more than the first one. So each chapter is a bit longer than how they were in the previous book, but that's just because I had a bit more fun, like with the first book. Like the first book was me just understanding who and what Quijibo in the world is, but this book is like, okay, that's all done. Let me just go have some fun with it and expand it, and I did. And I had a really great time with it. But yeah, it was a good experience, and hopefully you can see it in the book and you appreciate a bit more of the bit more story, a bit more lore, and the expansion of the world. If you enjoyed the first book, this is a very worthy follow-up, I think, and then some. If you want to see more about the characters, more about the world, you know, who is Harold, who is Quijibo, what does Mama Quaj do, what about Quijibo, like what about him, is there more to him? You know, Harold, does he have a family, does he have a village, like what happened to the Smile of Horrors, is there more to this world, is it just them? Like, because it was very singular in the first book of just a set few characters. But this one, there's more characters, right? More of the world. You learn more about the area, like what happened. Why does it look like there isn't many other people or beings around? Right? Why is it all barren? Like, you know, I'm trying not to get into spoilers here, but if you had questions in the first book, you might find answers in this book, is what I'm trying to say, which might lead to more questions. So look, yeah, you can see, hopefully you can tell, like I had a really great time with this book. And yes, I do plan to animate this book, to adapt it to animation as well, like I did with the first book. I think there's a few more ambitious things to animate in this book. So it might take me a bit of time to get around to animating this one. But again, look, if there's demand for it, like I'm happy to do it, but I'm gonna do it for myself anyway. So if you're happy to wait, then I'm happy to do it. I am a one-man band. So if you're hoping to have like a quick animated series turnaround of like, hey, you put the book out, where's the cartoon? Yeah, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Who knows? You know, maybe I could build out, you know, if I can see some more success and grow the business and, you know, grow the platform, and, you know, then we can do these things at a more quicker pace. But for now, it's just me. So just please be patient. I will get to animating this book and adapting it, because I really enjoyed that process the first time as well. And I want to see my stuff animated. Like, it's just, that's who I am. Like, I want to put everything that I can, you know, within my ability to do so. And that's the next logical step. And yes, there are still plans to create a video game based on Quijibo Harold as well. Again, that's all a capacity concern. So I've got the books done, do the animation next, and then I've got 2 in, and you know, I can figure out how much it takes to make a video game. I just have to say thank you for everybody that picked up the first book and providing that support to me. It's meant a lot. And for those of you who shared videos of your kids reading the book or watching the cartoon and just sharing their reactions to it, that meant everything to me. I don't think you understand, or maybe you do, but that, like, when I saw those things, it was just like, oh man, I've always dreamed of that. You know, I've always dreamed of like putting something out there that there's a kid somewhere on this world that liked it or enjoyed it or got something out of it and showed some excitement about it. I've always wanted that, right? So you've already given me that, and I just want to put more back out there, right? So yeah, thank you very much. It meant the world, and it just spurred me on to do the next one. And that's why I'm back here again, putting out the next book, and I'll do the next cartoon, and then. So yeah, so if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to me, leave a comment, find me on my socials, ask me questions, send me a DM. I'll try and answer as quick as I can and come around to you. Obviously I can't answer everything, all right? That's just part of how this works. I can't wait to get it in my hands and in the hands of others, and I can't wait to hear the responses.